blading chats with Jon Fromm.
No.
My man, Jon Fromm. Fisso in alto. Ciao ragazzi. Hey, what's up? What's up, G? Ciao Catulon, tutto bene? Grande Alex, Paul. Allora, oggi parleremo con Jon Fromm, un grandissimo amico da San Diego, che ormai conosco da più di 10 anni. Parleremo con lui di Covid-19 a San Diego e in California, come abbiamo fatto con Gregory. Parleremo anche del suo lavoro, perché lui lavora per una grossa azienda tedesca, che è la Siemens, e di quello che sta succedendo nella loro azienda e come si sta comportando l'azienda nell'affrontare questa infezione qui. E poi parleremo appunto di blading, quindi di Razor, progetti che stanno arrivando e della differenza tra Miami, perché lui viene da Miami, e San Diego. I'm also explaining it in English for you guys like Gautier, Mattia. What's up, Mattia? Like Gautier, Kevin, Gregory. I was saying that I was making an introduction of Jon. We are going to talk about the current situation in San Diego, about the COVID-19, what is going on right now in Cali, and what his company, where he works for, which is Siemens, a German company, what they are doing and what they did to prevent the infection for their worker around the globe, just like Jon. So let's see if he's here. Let me invite him. Jon Fromm. All right, he should be here. He just text me. Ren, how you doing, brother? Konnichiwa. Was it right? Yeah, he should be here in a minute. Hey, Gago, how you doing? Oh, yeah, great. What about you guys? How are you guys doing so far? What is going on in your city? Are you guys able to skate around or to do some stuff? Or you guys are stuck in home just like we are right now? I'm just looking for the question that I wrote down here for Jon. There's my wife. Drinking a beer?
No, ti prego.
She says no. Sven, ciao Sven, come stai Umago? Tutto bene? So, let's wait for Jon. Where is he? Let's text. I'm gonna text him again. Once again. Oh, Gutiérrez says hi. Kika. Bastardo. Really, Gregory? Did you bought a car? You balling out there, man. So, are you guys hearing me well? Because a friend of mine, Jean Paul, he just told me that like my audio is out of sync. Are you guys able to reach my voice or to reach out my voice correctly? And guys, the price went down. That's awesome, man. I should have come in LBC to buy a car and then drag it here to Italy. Yes, the audio is fine. All right, thank you so much, Gautier. Still waiting for Jon. Where is he right now? He's late. No, it's already 7, so. So guys, è giusto, fra. All right, thank you so much, brothers. One thing, here in Italy, from 2 days ago, the government increased the lockdown, so we are not able to have a walk outside our houses more than like 10 minutes and stuff like that. And so what I did, I like I wouldn't say stole, but like I take like 12 abandoned pallets from a working construction site, and I built my own box. So tomorrow I'm gonna show you guys the picture of what I did. Oh, there he is, the homie. The homie's here. Let's wait for the connection to start. Am I screaming?
Yo,
Yo, what's up,
what's up, man?
dude? How you doing?
Boss. Good, man. How are you?
I'm fine. Stuck at home, but like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm here.
let me just get this set up real quick.
Sure, sure. Luckily, I was able enough to, before the increasing of the lockdown, I was able to stole 12 pallets from a abandoned construction site. So yesterday and today, I've built my little box. So right now I do have like a little box and a down rail. So I'm happy.
Nice. Yeah, I saw the rail. Yeah, it looks kind of like how mine's built.
Yeah, I take
Sick.
inspiration from yours because, yeah, like
Yeah,
the very first time, like the government says quarantine, I was like, I need to do something. I need to act quickly because I
yeah,
don't want to stuck at home for like a month or something without nothing to skate and just
yeah.
eat it like a fat ass Italian. So
That's like us every night. Like we're like, how much can we eat tonight? And we always win.
Hmm. But are you able to have a little walks outside to your
Yeah,
house
yeah.
or?
So we can leave the house like to exercise like for an
Uh-huh.
hour or 2 hours. Like I went yesterday and I like skated this ledge.
Okay, yeah, I've seen
Um,
it.
so like yeah, like they don't really care about that. It's just if like we get into like you know, with groups or things like that and
Hmm.
but no one's really like I wouldn't say like people aren't taking it seriously. It's like but like the governor like said, all right, everyone needs to like stay home. And then like this past weekend, like the beaches and like the parks and everything were just flooded with people.
No, wait,
Like it was
this.
like it was kind of scary. I was like, what the hell? Like, and I don't mean to like call out my friends here, but like even some of my friends would hit me up for like skate park sessions, and I'm just like, yeah, like we're really like not supposed to be doing that. Like, I mean, I
Hmm.
know you
Hmm.
guys think like you're fine and everything, but it's, that's kind of the point is like, if you think you're fine, you could still be spreading it. So,
Exactly, exactly.
yeah. So, like, I haven't seen as many sessions lately. Like, it went down, but it was kind of weird. Like, I woke up on Saturday and, like, people were just like, yo, we're going to this skate park. And I'm just like, what? Like, what's going on there?
It should be like the right time, I
Oh
would
shit, I think
say.
you froze. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly. I was saying that like it's the like it's the best time to go in those kick out spot, like Moore Park in North LA or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah, that it would actually probably be a good time. But I don't know if like they still have the security, like if they're still like
Yeah, it might
enforcing
be.
that. Because like
Yeah.
I heard, like I was talking to two skateboarder homies and they tried to go to UCSD, which has like tons of spots,
Mm-hmm.
and they told me they got kicked out in 5 minutes.
Mm.
So yeah.
Damn.
But
Yeah,
again,
man.
like I wouldn't I don't really see this as a time to like go film. Like it's not a time to
No, no,
be with
no.
people. Like I don't know. That's just me though. I mean I get it. Like we're not all infected, but like that's the I don't know. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like talking to you. Like I was telling a lot of people. I'm like after talking to you, I'm like, look at how bad Italy is. Like we don't want it to get like that. Like
Exactly, exactly.
don't be the problem. Like be voice of change. So
True, and it does make sense what you're saying because it's like our mistake was the fact to underestimate the thing. We were like,
hmm
yeah, whatever. Like I was saying to with Gregory or to Carson, like basically I'm saying all the time the same thing because I'm explaining
yeah.
our situation. But yeah,
Yeah.
like we completely underestimate the case, and we were like, yeah, I mean it's just a flu. It will never gets me and stuff like that. But then like you
Right.
realize it's like for you maybe it doesn't infect you but like it could affect like your dad or your mom or your
Yeah.
grandpas and
Yeah.
it doesn't really.
yeah, I went home. It was like 12 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the powwow, and then I saw my parents, and like my dad is like he's 70, my mom's 64, so they're both over that age. And
Mm-hmm.
like my dad is he just had cancer treatment like a couple months ago. Luckily like cancer's gone,
Okay.
but his immune system's super weak. So like
Mm-hmm.
if my dad got that, it would be like
Disaster.
almost
Yeah.
fatal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
True. True.
that's why it's like, yeah, we have to take this shit seriously and like we
And it
really
has
need
to
to like,
be. It has to be because that thing, like, you're not gonna show any symptoms in like 14 days. So you can
yeah,
go whenever you wanted to, spread it to wherever, whoever you
right.
wanted to, and
Yeah.
like without even notice that, and then like all of a sudden, for like in a minute, like your grandpops, your parents or your uncle or whatever can get like infected, and
Yeah. Like look at the NBA players, like none, like
exactly,
majority of them, like who've got it, they show no symptoms, like
no
nothing.
symptoms at all. Yeah,
Like I think the
exactly.
worst was like one of the guys had like he was achy, but like didn't even get like a fever or like anything like that. So
Yeah,
it's like how are you
true.
supposed to know? You just have to like you have to just sit and like wait it out. And I was telling my girlfriend this the other day, like I feel bad for her because like her salon shut down. So
Mm-hmm.
like she can't, she's a hairstylist. She can't work right now at all. And I'm just like, well, remember all those days where you were just like, I just want a day at home. I just want to chill. I was like, now you're getting that time. Like,
True,
I
true,
know,
exactly.
I know it's not like the worst. I know it's like not the best thing to hear, but like you're finally getting that time to rest and like let your body like recover and like
Recover and yeah,
and
get
chill.
new
So like,
ideas and stuff like that.
yeah, embrace it. Like embrace that right now. Like use it to your advantage. And I mean that's what I'm doing right now. Like I just got 9 stitches out of my shin. Like I'm still skating, but like I'm taking it easy and I'm like using this time like to just like let my body heal. Like kind of how Nils was talking to you about like on the
Mm-hmm.
first one. Like same kind of deal. Like use this as like a time like to recover and like think about it like this: when this is over and you go to like go skate and go film, like you're gonna feel a lot better. Like you're gonna
Yeah,
feel like, wow, I don't feel like slow and like I'm not sore and all
sore,
that. And
exactly.
yeah, the only thing that sucks for like me is like I just want to fucking eat. So
But
I'm like trying
aren't you
to.
able to do some workout things at home or like
Yeah, yeah, I do. I have a routine every day.
ah,
I do.
perfect.
Um, it's gotten a little intense. Like yesterday, I got up to like 100 push-ups, which is
What?
a
It's
lot
like
for
a
me.
CrossFit thing.
Yeah, and then I went and skated too, so that like is a lot.
But trust me,
But
like it will get better because it like first day I was like, I will never like spend my whole day here at home eating, drinking
yeah,
beers and stuff like that. So I downloaded like a couple of like not like a couple, like 4 or 5 routine
right.
workout thing from YouTube. And then I'm also following Nicola Fiorenza
Oh yeah,
props
yeah.
page.
Nicola's
So
he's a CrossFit guy.
exactly. So
Sick.
like I'm working out. I wouldn't say like every single day, but like at least twice a day for like 3 times per week, just
Right.
because I need
You have to do
to
something.
exactly.
Got to get your
Otherwise,
blood flowing. Can you guys not leave the house? Is that how
no.
it is
I
now?
mean, you like from because like it was weird because the very first here that we had like from the government about shutting down the country, locking down the country. I'm sorry, was March 9th. And
Hmm.
like it was like I wouldn't say a quiet lockdown because we were still able to go to do jobs and stuff like that. But then
Right.
like within the increasing of the debts, the government started to say, okay, they were like reducing the amount of things that you were able to do. So for example, right now, which is like 2 days ago, we like reached the highest number of debts like that
Yeah, I
never like
saw
get.
that.
It was
Yeah.
like 600, 700 plus debts.
Yeah.
The government says, okay, from tomorrow, nobody should leave their apartment. They like if you need to walk your dog, you just have to do it in 5 minutes. The maximum
Right.
like a meters you can that you're able to do it out of your house. It's like 200 meters, and of course, don't go around. Don't try to not try to avoid the lines into the supermarket because right now, if you go to the supermarket, especially around this time, which is like 10 past 7 here in Italy, PM, like you will see 50,
Busy.
60% super
Yeah.
busy. And the crazy thing, it's the fact that like they're all old people, which
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. And but yeah, and another example is the fact that like from yesterday or 2 days ago, I can't really remember. I'm sorry. If they can cut you around, you as a single person, you can get like 2,000 euro ticket, and if you're like in two or plus person, you are going to get like 5,000 euro ticket each person.
Right. That's good. I mean, that's the only
Yeah,
way you can like
exactly.
now, do you guys have like food delivery and like all that stuff still going? Like, can you
Mhm.
order food? Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can like, for that
Yeah.
for that thing it's fine. And for example, I go to the grocery pretty early in the morning because I hate to
Yeah.
stay in lines and stuff like that. And the
Yeah.
grocery and the pharmacies are still open, so you're good on that on that kind
Cool.
of
Yeah, we
on
just
that
order
aspect of
like
the fact.
yeah, we just order food. Like we have like the Uber Eats and
Hmm.
grocery delivery and like it's good. Like I mean, I
So you,
think
you you guys are
what's
good
up?
on that side.
Yeah, I mean like we're not I mean there's some things that like we want to get, of course, but like it's okay. You know, we'll be without some things, but they haven't really like the only thing they've run out of is like toilet paper and paper towels, which is
That
hilarious.
is one of the questions that I settled on.
Yeah,
What is going on with that toilet paper thing? I
I
mean,
don't know.
I don't get it for some reason. I mean, maybe it's me, but like I don't really know why this rush of buying. Here we had like a rush on buying pasta. Like the very
Yeah,
first time that the government says, okay, quarantine, which it was like the very first weekend. Probably was like March 1st or something like that. People
yeah.
went crazy and they bought like tons of pasta. But like toilet paper, no, we were good on toilet paper actually.
Yeah, like and it's funny, like my parents, they don't even they have like those bidet things like
Yeah.
for their bathrooms. Like they don't really even need toilet paper. Like
Mhm.
I don't know, it's kind of crazy. Like I was just like blown away by all these people buying it. Like they were showing like remember Costco whenever I took you to
Yeah,
Costco?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that place, like there were lines like out the door of people just buying toilet paper and paper towels and like
Oh my
the
goodness.
problem is like they're taking like if someone just wants one like roll, like they're taking that away from that one person who just wants one roll with by buying like
No
50
way.
rolls of it, you know?
Really?
Like it's yeah, man, it's like it's selfish. Like it's kind of nuts. Like I don't understand why people are doing that, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there's that weird mentality here. Like you know it, you know what it is. Like you know these type of people in America. Like it's
It's
you
crazy
know
because in the Philippines, for example, my cousin the other day told me that the fact that like even if like the influential of the American people, you can feel it in the air, but like
yeah,
down there, like they told to the people that you were able to buy one, like two plus or like max three stock of everything. So like bottle
that's
of
good.
beers, maximum three. Toilet
Yeah,
paper, maximum two stock. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
like everybody can get the chance to get everything they wanted to. Otherwise,
right.
like of course, I'm a billionaire. I go to Costco and I'm going to buy like 100 things of toilet paper. So the rest
Yeah,
can
there were
die.
people on it. They were like buying it, like they were buying, and hand sanitizer too. That's like another one.
Hmm.
Like hand sanitizer and like toilet paper, paper towels. Like people were buying them in bulk, and then people were taking that and selling it for like a profit on
No
Amazon.
way.
And then
Same
what they
thing.
would, but finally Amazon's caught up and Amazon's
Hmm.
like gotten rid of all those things. They won't like they won't allow price gouging and all that stuff, which is good. But it's like it's crazy, man. Like people are just like taking advantage of others, and
A
that's kind of
lot, yeah.
messed up. You like
Yeah.
this is like a time I feel we need to like support each other, you know?
Hmm.
Like
Hmm. Hmm.
someone left a note on my door yesterday, like a neighbor, and
Okay.
they said that like they could hear a thumping and they like that I need to be more courteous.
What?
And I'm just like, it's probably for me like working out. And I'm just like, dude, like we're all stuck in here. Like, what do you want me
Exactly.
to like? What do you want me to do? Like it's like literally for like 15 minutes a day at the most. Like I'm
Come
like I'm
on, man.
sorry, you know, but it's like it's nuts.
It doesn't really make
Uh,
any sense. I mean, come on. Like,
yeah,
like if it was like somebody who was like on his day off since like a month or something like that,
right.
so like he's only the only day in those 30 days that like he's able to stay at home, me and you would understand it, but like just because you're staying there for the whole month, probably in your home. Like, come on, it's like, yeah, like you said, 15, 20 minutes. Get the fuck
Right.
out of here, man.
Is the government going to, because like this is a big debate in the US right now, is like, is the government going to help the Italians like with income and things like that? Like, are they going to give you guys money, or like what's the,
That's
like
the, that's a,
you don't hear about that. All you hear about is the US, like people are like, oh, we want money from the government or this and that.
I mean,
So
like
is it like,
that's a good topic and it's a good question. Because I'm a freelancer and so
yeah,
self-employed, and from what I heard, like the government is going to help everybody because here literally everything is closed. Like nobody's working right now, and
right.
so like it really depends on what you're doing. And the thing is, like, we are not the strongest country here in Europe. We are not like
Mm-hmm.
Germany, for example. Germany, on this
Mm-hmm.
emergency thing, they said like a week ago they had like 550 billion EU to face this thing, which is like
The
a
crisis, yeah. Yeah,
huge
yeah.
amount of money. And here, like the government said that we had like 25 billion euro. So, which is like, if you compare like the numbers, is like nothing compared to the Germans. But yeah, I mean, we will see. I'm really hoping that like at least they're cutting off the taxes from everybody for this year.
Right.
But like within those taxes, you need to pay all the doctors and like nursery that right now they're busting their heads. Like there's a good friend of mine, Bader, who lives in
Mm-hmm.
Cesena, which is like a midtown in the west coast, in the east coast of Italy. That like he's a nurse, and like he's been working like 12 hours per day, probably like 20 days in a row or 21 days in
Yeah.
a row, and like and down there is not even that tough. I mean, of course they got like infected people and like deaths, but like yeah, I mean, could you imagine the doctors here in Milan or in Bergamo or Brescia, where like
Yeah.
their system, it's like collapsed. They, I don't know if you have seen it, the picture of or the video of all of those military tank carrying
Yeah.
the coffins
Yeah.
from.
Yeah. I showed that to one of my friends because I was just like, it was like we got in an argument based on like, he didn't think that this stuff was like that bad. And I was just like, look at this, man. Like they're like carrying coffins. Like that's how bad it is over there. Like,
It is, and
and
like we were the first to underestimate the thing. We were like, yeah,
mm,
fuck it, it's nothing. We can get rid of it easy. It's
do
like
you
a flu.
do you attribute anything? Like I'm not trying to get like I'm not being a conspiracy theory per. Do you
No,
attribute any event to why Italy got so bad? Like was there something with like I don't know when they shut down flights to China. I didn't really pay attention to that. Like the last time I'd really like seen or heard anything was like when we were at Winter Clash, and like at Winter Clash some EU countries stopped the flights to China. The US had already stopped flights to China, but I'm not really sure like when. But then like all of a sudden it just kind of started getting crazy in Italy, and I wasn't sure like did you guys not stop the flights, or like well I or was
to
it
be to be honest with you, I can't really remember like
yeah.
when the government says, okay, no more flights to China.
Yeah, yeah,
But I do remember the fact that like you were still able to go to China at some
yeah.
point within
Not
like
saying that's the reason. I'm just like curious. Like I don't
no,
like
no, I
it's
mean,
really interesting.
it's crazy because if you think about it, like the state that they have been like hit it the most, one is China, and the other one it's Italy, especially Lombardy and especially Milan, which are
Oh,
like the
Miho just said Fashion Week was on February 18th to 24th. That, oh, damn.
Federica, she was there. She was like during her like
Whoa.
fashion week, and like most of the show get like, I wouldn't say canceled, but like they've done it like with closed door, just on online streaming, and it's pretty much it because they were scared to, because
Yeah.
like there were like one infected person 1 week before the fashion week in Codogno, which is like a small city, pretty on the middle way between Pisa and Milano, to get you an
Whoa,
example, right?
someone just said, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Someone just
No,
said the
no.
province where Winter Clash was held got the worst as far as Corona in the Netherlands. Interesting. That's
Oh yeah,
interesting.
the same
That's
thing that
crazy.
that Kevin told me, that Kevin and Edwin's father, they told me the same thing, like the south
Whoa.
of like Eindhoven area and stuff like that.
Yeah.
it's pretty damaged by that.
Probably, probably, oh, because of
Oh, it's carnival.
Carnival.
Yeah.
Oh, and then also it's a college town, people are constantly in and out and stuff like that. Like, that's
And one thing,
crazy, man.
and one thing about the Winter Clash, I'm so happy. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm so happy, but like I'm glad that it happened after the Winter Clash. Could you imagine like
Yeah.
how like all the environment that like Yo-Yo built up for doing the Winter
Yeah,
Clash,
for
and then like
sure.
all of a sudden, but it's almost the same thing happened to the powwow, right? Isn't it? I mean, what happened?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, the
what is
powwow
it?
is worse. I mean, I can't, so like, I still cannot, like, I can't release all the information because we're not supposed to yet, just like of all the reasons, but they will be out there soon, like explaining what happened. But
Okay,
yeah, like similar situation
seems
for sure.
okay, but
But like I
luckily,
was
like,
ner I was nervous flying down to Florida because like I didn't know it was gonna happen, and like I'm going through an airport, and then I flew to Miami, which is like, so like where I live in Florida, there's like three major airports, kind of like
mm-hmm,
how Milan is for you. You have Linate, Malpensa, and the other one. So like I flew to Miami, which is the farthest away, and then I saw my parents, and then I got in the uh Buck got like a van for red eye, so like we
mm-hmm.
did like a whole tour, not like a tour, but just we drove from South Florida to Jacksonville, where the powwow was, and that's like a 5 hour drive. And then we went to the contest and whatever. But like yeah, I was like, I didn't know what I should have done and like all this stuff. And then once I got to the powwow and saw like everything, I was like, I'm so glad I came, because like I needed that like break, like needed that
Mm-hmm.
like that from all this stuff going on. And
True.
um
And how was the powwow? Was it good? I mean, there were
yeah,
like
it was
many.
super sick. Yeah.
Wow.
Like the level was like really high. The only thing was like there wasn't a lot of people
Hmm.
spectating, but that's because
Because
they
of the.
all the stuff that happened,
Hmm.
yeah, it
Hmm.
just couldn't get that way.
Did Shima
But
skate
like
it?
I I saw him skate the mini ramp for a little
No
bit,
way. Okay.
but not a lot.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
person actually who I saw skate the most out of like I haven't seen in a while was John, and he was killing
Mamma
it.
mia.
But he
Bolino.
didn't he didn't skate
Damn.
the contest, but he killed, like just skating around. He looked like he didn't lose a step,
Dude. Just
and he was on.
showing who's boss, who's the
Yeah, and
sheriff.
he's riding Colts, which like was
What?
super
Yeah.
sick. Yeah, like white
Damn.
Colts, like just
Yes.
super super sick. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Hmm. And like, just because you're from Miami, and like you moved like other like all the other places you've been to, like
yeah.
to San Diego, which are the differences between like those two city? Let me just pass this
Mm.
term.
Like, because they're both coastal cities, you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. So Florida is like a East Coast city, and it's like it's farther south than San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
So any like Atlantic kind of like any state that kind of borders the Atlantic Ocean, we don't really get the cool air breeze like from the polar areas. So
Okay.
like, I mean, yes, like in the north you get winter and stuff like that, but like because you don't get that polar breeze like the West Coast does, it always gets super hot like in the southern states. So like from I'd say like Washington DC, and maybe even like you could even say New York South, like from May till like October, it's hot as hell.
Wow.
And so like you have that humidity and everything and all that sets in, but in the West Coast you don't get the humidity and that super hot during the summer. It's just warm. And so like that would I would say in terms of climate, that's like the biggest difference. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
much easier to breathe in California with the exception of like the pollution. uh, but like yeah, that's like the biggest difference I would say. Also like in Florida, you have a lot of like New York influence. So like a lot of New Yorkers use Florida as like their getaway home. So a lot of New Yorkers move to Florida. A lot of Italians move to Florida. A lot of Italian New Yorkers move to Florida. So there's always a lot of Italian influence in Florida as well. And then you have South Americans, Cubans, like
Mm-hmm.
all Haitians, like Caribbean islands, like all are they're all like streaming on this one area. So like it's a very like diverse population. Whereas
Okay.
like California is more like, it depends where you go. Like California is diverse as well, but California have like huge Mexican influence, huge Filipino influence, Asian, like Chinese, Japanese, all that. So it's just a different influence, different like type of mindsets, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
But they're both like unique, but I'd say Florida is more like older people, you know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Okay.
So like
Yeah.
that's why I kind of like I get scared for these like all this stuff because like I feel like if there's one state that would have a huge issue with this is Florida because there's so many nursing homes and like so many people
Wow.
like who are older over 60 in Florida. Luckily it's not gotten too bad in Florida, but that's why I'm like I'm even staying away. Like my dad was like, "Hey, you know, you should come to Florida and just hang out because like you know you can work anywhere." And I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna leave until I know that like there's nothing wrong with me. Because like
True. No, makes
I
sense.
can't yeah, I can't afford to like I can't risk getting him sick. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No,
what about you? Have you seen your parents or like talked to them or like
no,
what?
last time I saw them was like March 4th, which was like Federica's
Wow,
birthday. So yeah, it's
that's
been a while
crazy.
since since the last time I've seen my parents. Of course, I'm
Damn.
FaceTiming like every now and then, but
Yeah,
like
yeah,
besides that, nothing. I mean, it's yeah, it's the same reason, just like you said. I might gonna get it, and to me it's fine. But then like I don't want to pass it to them because
yeah.
they're over 60, so you never know, right?
Yeah, that's why like because I went through Orlando airport when I left, and
Hmm.
Orlando has had two confirmed cases of TSA guys who got it. Luckily, I was not there the day that they were working, so that's good.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
still, like it's kind of scary. The day I left actually was the day they like announced the UK Ireland, like they were banning people from there.
Hmm.
So like the airport was just flooded with people
Flooded.
trying to get home. So it was
And
kind of crazy.
that is another crazy thing. Like the government here once says, okay, from quarantine we're going to like lockdown, full lockdown, Milan, especially Lombardy, and a lot of
Yeah,
people rush to the train station or with their car or whatever to reach
yeah,
their families in the south of Italy, and so
yeah.
they infected their relatives
They're making
down
it
there.
worse.
Exactly.
Are there any flights right now or no? Every flight's
No,
canceled.
every flight's beside like probably like two or three, but like
Mm,
for example, there are only one flight from Milan to Rome every day
mm.
and back and forth, and that's pretty much it. Outside of the country, none. So it's like
Yeah, the
almost impossible to get.
domestic flights are still going pretty strong. Like they haven't cut like a, I mean they've cut routes, but like they haven't cut a lot yet. But I imagine as demand goes down, they're gonna start like slashing flights
Hmm.
more.
Hmm.
I think they need to. I think they should do a little like lockdown maybe here for a week if it
Yeah,
gets too
because like
bad.
on the airplane, you have like all of those things that they tell you to avoid. You are
Yeah,
going to be like hand to hand to a person. You're
yeah,
staying for like a more than an hour inside of like a closed thing. So like there
yeah,
are no refreshment of the air. So like
right.
anybody could sneeze or cough or whatever, and like those virus could like spread in a minute.
Yeah. The good thing about airplanes is like when you're on them, when you're actually on them, like the breathing aspect is safe because like the air is filtered every 7 seconds. I
Ah,
don't know if you know this. So like every
oh
seven
yeah, I
seconds,
remember that you're super like into those
yeah.
airplane thing, right?
So like every 7 seconds, the air is filtering through this thing, and like the air is like, yes, it's
Fresh.
recycled air, but because it's like going through this intense cleaning process, like
Mm-hmm.
it's actually one of the safest environments. The thing you're actually most susceptible to on an airplane is when you sit down and like you touch the, you know, like the
Yeah,
side thing, you know,
the handle
oh,
things.
those or the chairs or like your seatbelt. So like what I was doing when I went on the airplane, I was just like I had like hand sanitizer wipes and I wiped down like my whole seat,
Which
you know,
is makes sense
seatbelt.
actually if you
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, I mean
But like,
it's and go ahead, go ahead.
no, I was wondering, I was guessing like just because you are like traveling a lot within your work, like
Yeah.
how are you able to go skate all of those street spots? Like for example, tomorrow your company Siemens, which is like a German company, are going to
Yeah,
send you through to Boston.
yeah,
Are you able to schedule your flights so you can get like some time to go skate, or not at all?
yeah. So I can't travel right now. They took like Siemens took everyone off the road except like executives. Even executives aren't traveling really. Um, so I can't really do anything right now. But like when I travel, I block off time like during my day like to go skate or like say I'm going like I'm on the road somewhere
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, "Oh, this place is like in between." I'll just like stop and just skate and then continue on. Or I'll just like plan it out. It just depends. Like I have
Sure.
like certain areas like when I go to SF, like I always try to skate certain skate parks when I'm there because like there's just some that are really fun that I want to get to. Um, and then sometimes I try to like check new things out. It just depends. Depends
True.
on where I'm going. Lately it's been like I haven't really been traveling as much for work. We were working on like a huge project and now
Mm-hmm.
since we're taking off, like I haven't I'm not traveling. I don't know when I'm gonna travel the next time. So I was supposed to go to like not just powwow, I was supposed to go to North Carolina the weekend before to
Mm-hmm.
film like a promo for I can't really say what it's for, but as the time comes, you'll figure it out.
Okay.
But anyways, like 2 days before, that's when I gashed my shin, so I
Ah,
couldn't go. So I had to change that flight, and then it sucks because I changed the flight, and the next day, Delta like said, "Oh, we're extending waivers. You can change your flight for free." So I paid like 150 US to change my flight,
no
and then they
way.
made it free the next day. I was like, "What the hell?"
Damn,
So
give me my money back, Delta, please.
yeah, yeah,
Hey,
it's
look at that.
whatever, dude.
Dario Tassone just told us that like right now in Switzerland there are more than 8,000 infected people. Damn,
Wow, man.
that's
I
crazy.
mean, I'm not shocked only because it borders with you guys. Like I'm sure people were going in and out, Switzerland, Italy. So I mean, it's what's crazy to me right now is that California is only at like I think 2,000 cases
Oh,
and like
okay,
30 deaths or something. But
which is
New York
going
is like
crazy
17,000 and like over 300 people have died and it's like whoa, like
on
that's
the scale
crazy.
like I was watching the news the other day and they were showing like a curve on like the infected people in Italy and the infected people in New York, and it gets super faster like in New York. It's getting faster actually
Yeah.
than the one that we had here in Milan. So the
The
people up
problem,
there.
so like the problem right now is for the US, and I think a lot of people like maybe explaining this to you will help is like we have separate but equal. Like 50 states, we're separate, but we're all part of one country. The
Hmm.
problem is that like the government they don't want to do a nationwide shutdown because that kind of goes against states' rights.
Okay,
And
yeah.
they want, and this is a huge thing, like I think, and I was talking to Daniel Nielsen about this, about like, government interactions within their people. They're being very hesitant because like they don't want to take away people's freedoms. So that's why you'll see like some states aren't doing it. Like they're afraid to do it. And it's in a way it sucks, but I also understand it at the same time. Like for example,
Hmm.
like the Texas governor doesn't want to to limit people. He wants the
Damn.
economy to go on and like, you know, I get it, like people don't want to lose their jobs and stuff like that, but like at the same time you also have to think about, what are we doing here in long term and like are we keeping our citizens safe? So it's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it's a weird like, you know, conflict going on right now.
And also because like I suppose it like those hospital expenses, like once you
Yeah.
are going to get infected by the corona, could be like
There
impressive and like for example in China, each day you were spending like at the hospital, it was like something about like from 600 to 700 euro per day. So I bet like like in China, the health system is like the same as the American or the German one. It's like a private system. So like
Yeah.
the more money, it's bad to say, but like the more money, the more chance you have. Like
The easier it
exactly,
is.
the easier it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, they were saying, I read a news article that it was like for an uninsured person who gets like COVID-19, it's like $32,000 total,
I
like
mean,
for
like
everything.
how do you think that you're
That's if you
able to?
recover. Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
That doesn't really make
Yeah.
any sense. I mean,
Our healthcare system is not designed for this. So like my aunt, she is a respiratory therapist. So she's like,
hmm
basically, you're in the hospital and you stop breathing, they call her to get you breathing again.
so it's the
Yeah.
thing that for the COVID-19 stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, like she's the one,
Basically,
right?
yeah. Yeah, she puts people on ventilators, things like that. And like she told me it's like a war zone. And she's working in the west coast of Florida, which is so like that's like 3 hours away from my parents. Um, that's like the one of the major like where all the old people live and stuff like that. So like
Wow.
if an outbreak happens there, it'll be catastrophic. Like, because all those people are over 65, like majority of the population, and it would just like she said it's already like just the hospitals can't manage properly and like there's not enough beds, there's not enough supplies. And I mean, this
So
is coming from like Florida, which is not hasn't been hit that hard. So like think about that, like how
in a bigger
bad this can
scale,
be.
like New York,
Yeah,
or like, for example, in
right.
Texas, if it's spread out like pretty quickly, what is going on and how, yeah,
Yeah.
it's, um, guys,
That's
you
why I
better be
just
safe and you better
yeah,
better take care of yourself.
yeah. Stay the fuck home, seriously. Like just stay home. Like go out and skate for an hour and come back and stay home. Like it's
Exactly. Wash your
yeah.
hands,
Yeah.
use sanitizer and stuff like that.
I have sanitizer in my and wipes with me at all times. Like,
Makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
that's just the way it is. But like, tell me something about like living in a city within like the warehouse of your sponsor, which is like Razor Skates, 30 minutes away from your house. What like which are the privileged?
45
45.
minutes.
My bad, my bad.
That's
Like,
okay.
which are the privileged to have like the warehouse of like the brand you're skating for,
Uh-huh.
45
It's
minutes from your
cool.
house.
It's cool. It's just like it's a balance. I try not to go there too much because like
Okay.
I feel like I'm like just annoying them because like we talk about a lot of the same things and every time I'm there. But it's cool because we built, or I didn't build shit, but Steven, the guy who runs like he's like the warehouse manager almost. I
hmm
don't know. I'm not saying that's his job there. I don't know his real title, but he's built like all these new things at the Razors warehouse. So like it's like so sick just to go there and like skate all the different things.
Yeah, I've seen like
Um,
the curve ledge that you
yeah,
and Jeff
yeah.
did like the super edit. It
And
looks
Russell,
so
yeah,
funny. And
yeah,
Russell, yeah, exactly.
yeah. No, it's awesome to have. The problem right now is like I just don't like to go there a lot because like they have work to do and like I don't want to get in the way. And the thing is like I go there and they just want to talk. They just want to hang out and like I feel like, oh, am I taking them away from like what they should be doing? Like now
Okay.
I mean it's not a huge deal, but I mean like I feel bad sometimes. So I try to
Dude,
like only go once every couple weeks.
okay. If I
Yeah.
was living like in San Diego, I was like, man, I'm going there like at least two or three times per week, man,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it looks so cool to get there.
It's
And
awesome, but at the same time, it's like it's literally in the worst part of traffic in San Diego. This
yeah, I
like one
remember.
freeway that's just always backed up. So that's another reason why, because like the traffic is just so shitty sometimes.
Yeah, I remember it well.
Um,
So
yeah, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, forgot. We went. How many times did we go there? Twice or just
twice,
once?
no, it was
Yeah.
like two times, and like a third time we went there for some liners. I
Okay.
remember like probably two or three. Can't
Yeah,
remember.
and we went
Like,
to Andy's house too, right? You
exactly,
went to.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And like, tell me something about the red eye. Like, what is going on with our like wheel sponsor, and like, what is the idea behind it, and what is going on with this COVID-19?
So
Is going to affect our business or
yeah. No, so
affect, not infect? I'm sorry.
I'll start with like how it started and like
Mm-hmm.
what we're about. So this was probably like last January. Like like a year and a half ago, me and Buck just always talked about just like maybe we should do our own thing. Like we were just sick of like why aren't companies doing this? Why aren't companies doing that? And I'm not saying like every like companies are bad. It was just like we were like, you know, we saw like a huge need, like especially a lot of the, you know, our team is like kind of heavy razors riders, you know, and I noticed like it's kind of funny. I noticed like 70% of like all the razors riders don't have wheel sponsors. And I'm just like, how is that possible? Like there's so many amazing like Sneaky, for example. Sneaky had never had like a wheel sponsor.
What?
And I'm just like, this
Crazy.
guy's at a pro skate and like and Russell didn't have a wheel sponsor and like me and Glow were on Sick, but like the problem with Sick was, and this is nothing bad on Kevin, it's just because of budgets, he's only able to make one wheel, you know,
Hmm.
a year. And like, you know, he's got a family, he's got a full-time job, and you know, I totally get it, you know, like he's got stuff he's got to take care of first before the wheel company. And I was just like, yeah, you know, maybe if we started something, we could change some things and do something a little differently. And like, I didn't really say much about it, and Buck just kind of started brainstorming, and like
Hmm.
he got a hold of a wheel manufacturer, and then he's like, yeah, we can do this. Like, and I'm like, okay. And so I talked to Stefan Brando, we got logos, and we started building like a brand. And me and Buck probably went back and forth on the name probably for like 3 months. And I mean, some of them were like, I mean, we got in arguments. Like there were like times where I just said, no, we're not naming it that. Like, and I would just put down the phone and be like, I'm not talking to you the rest of the night. That sucks, you know, like, yeah, I mean, it was a little intense. And then I, I was coming to visit him or coming to visit my family. And I was like, yeah, I'm about to get on the red eye. And it just clicked. I don't know. It just kind of, the whole thing clicked because me and Buck were always kind of like known for, we would just come to events for the contest and we'd leave because we have full-time jobs. So like we couldn't stay and hang out, you know what
Hey,
I mean?
how many winter clash I've seen you like coming the day of the pro competition and then leaving the next day?
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of why the whole red eye thing kind of happened, you know, it just kind of made sense. And our vision is like we just want to treat our riders the way we want to be treated, like if that makes any sense. And like it's crazy. Like we just had this powwow thing, and like all the guys who came, I wish you could have come. That would have been amazing.
Mamma mia.
But everyone was
Buck told me.
telling, everyone was saying like all the like Chad, Jared, Russell, like this is the best trip I've ever been on, and it was just like, you know,
Wow.
creating that camaraderie. That's like, and
Mm.
that's one thing like with Razors we used to have a lot of, and that's what made Razors so amazing. Lately we haven't had it. It's particularly because of budget, but I mean, you know, you used to see it, like all the camaraderie. We still have it with the team, but it's definitely like not at the level it was,
As
you
it
know?
was back then. Yeah, true, true.
Right, right. But again, is it because we don't want to do it? No, it's because we're limited by the resources that we have,
True.
unfortunately. And, you know, I see like, you know, Nils is a top pro, and Nils isn't getting paid that much. And I'm just like, you know, down below as like a regular pro or whatever. So to my personal opinion is like if Nils isn't making money, I'm not making money off skating, you know, like maybe once Nils starts making some real money, then maybe we can talk. But until that happens, like until I see Nils and like Joe Atkinson and those guys who are like the crazy heavy hitters really making a living, you're not going to see the other guys turning a
Hmm.
profit,
Hmm.
you know. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
that
it's quite I wouldn't say sad, but like it's the time that we're living in, and there's nothing much we can do it besides like spreading the love for the sport within like classes like Niels or Josh are doing, or
yeah,
investing into the sport just like you and Buck are doing, which is like I think it's like one of the vital is what to say. It's like one of
yeah,
the core thing
of
of the of
course.
the of the sport, because like without companies like there weren't people able to to reach out for that company. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so
And that's another like thing behind the team of who we picked is like we of course we picked good skaters. Like our team is super strong. Like, you and Michael, Chad, Steven, Sneaky, Russell, everybody, Josh, everyone's incredible. Farmer, I mean, man, I don't even know how that happened. Like it's
so
incredible.
am
Like
I. I mean, I'm still surprised about
with a
this.
day Buck told me that Farmer's gonna ride for Red Eye, I dropped my phone. I was like, what? Like, so, but also like the attitude, like everyone on the team doesn't have an ego. They want to just help. They want to make blading stronger. Like Josh wants to get more kids on. He's doing amazing work with the blading camp. You do amazing work, in Italy, all of us in the US do good, Chad is amazing job with intuition, and Russell does amazing stuff. And like, so it's kind of sick how everyone's just like on the same page with that. And I think everyone's super unique too, even though there are a lot of Razors riders. Look at that.
Look at this. Look at this dude. Jazzone.
Gizzone.
It's badass. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Hey, sorry,
perfect. No,
girlfriend.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no. No problem, no problem.
Uh,
And is like there any up and coming project from you? Like something's cooking or in the
so
kitchen?
I was working on a couple things. I was working on a promo for the Black Wheel, and
Okay.
then I finished like half of it, but then I haven't been able to skate street. Everything's just been so like crazy, and then traveling and stuff, and work and stuff, and then all this shit happened. So um I don't know what we're gonna do with that. I don't know. I have to talk to Buck about it. And then I'm filming another promo for another brand, and that should be coming out. But then all that got pushed back. So I'm
Listen,
not really right now. I'm honestly what I'm working on is I'm just doing like a quarantine edit. So I'm just going out to like solo spots and like filming
damn,
one clip, and then I'm out. Like so I'm
perfect.
trying
Yeah.
to. I'm basically doing that until they tell us like we can't leave our house. So I hope it doesn't get that way, but that's really about it. What
Pretty
about
cool.
you? Were you working on anything before?
I was working actually for my, which is crazy to say, like on my 20th anniversary skating profile, which is going like
Nice,
quite well.
nice.
But then right now, within all of these things, we are going to postpone it. But like we have to see
You,
with
s-
Francesco Androla, our good friend from Italy. We were filming it,
Francesco's
and
a man, dude. I love that
yeah,
guy.
he does. Yeah.
Are you still gonna plan on coming to Blading Cup and all that?
Of course, if
Yeah.
like
As
the
long as this
situation
cools down,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly, and then I'm still focusing on my project that I told you about, like those legendary spots from
yeah,
NorCal
yeah,
to SoCal. So yeah, definitely, I really would love to come to the Blading Cup this year because it's going to be my first time at the Blading Cup, and it's going to be the 10th anniversary. So I need
yeah,
to be
yeah.
there.
No, I hope everything kind of fizzles out and it's able to happen. It sucks. Me and Des were supposed to go to Italy in May.
Yeah, you
We
told
had
me
it we
that.
had it all like planned out, and it's funny. I was about to book the tickets, and then I held off for some reason. I was like, okay, you know, I want the price to come down a little more. I'm like, just like $100 more, and it said it would, so I waited, and then literally like 2 weeks later, Italy's on lockdown, and I'm just
On
like, oh
lockdown, yeah, everything
shit,
closed. Yeah,
man.
yeah. But like
So,
next year, you can come here next year
do I want to? Yeah.
and don't go to Como. Trust me.
Yeah, don't go to Lake Como. Yeah. It's funny. The people who want to go to Como is not me and Des. It was
Yeah, I
my two
remember that.
other
I remember
friends,
it. Yeah, yeah, I
which is
remember that.
fine. Like they want to see it, and I told them I was like, we'll go for a day. That's cool. But
Exactly.
like, I told them I was like, listen, I've had multiple Italian friends tell me like, you can't do much more than just sit there. So
Yeah.
like,
You can invest
but
in you can invest more time in Florence, or you can
mhm.
invest more time here in Milano skating with us. So
Yeah, Des really wants to. She wants to go. She wants to support the Italian economy. She's like, I
oh,
want them to
perfect.
get back to normal. I was like,
Oh,
yeah, me
thank you.
too. So,
Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome. Then like within like when everything when all of this and I'm hoping that it's going to be like pretty soon will be over. We need to plan a lot of things. So yeah.
for sure, man. How's Federica doing?
She's fine. She's working a lot actually because
Yeah.
she just like the place where she's working is called RCS, which is like one of those newspaper agencies, right to say? Editors, newspaper editors, because she's here.
News editors. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
she's been nominated like social media manager and the head of Instagram of like two of their
Oh,
major
wow.
like magazines. So right now,
Yeah.
just because everybody is home, like they're working more than ever because they need
Yeah.
to
I know the
entertain
content,
people.
content, content, content,
Exactly.
content, content. Yeah,
And
that's
like the
crazy.
engagement of the Instagram account that like she's taking care of, it's like about 5% or something like that. Yeah, about 5%, which is if you think about it, from like a an IG channel within like more than 130,000 followers,
Yeah.
it's quite good. So yeah, they're
For the
doing.
people that can work, that's awesome. I fear for the people like who are not able to work and like what it's gonna do to their like mental like stability
Yeah.
because you have like so these people who are working so much and then they can't work, it like screws with their head. Like even my girlfriend, she's like she's not losing her mind, but I mean like she's frustrated. Like it's hard for her. Like that like doing hair is like her passion. So like every day you take that away from her, it's tough. Like it's and that's the real like issue I see coming out of this is like all these people are going to be like so screwed up mentally from not doing what they want to do and
No,
that's
no.
kind of scary.
That is why the very first thing I did when I heard about like quarantine was like building like a
Yeah.
like practice trail.
Yeah.
And then when I heard like they were like locking down the city, I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I need to stall those pallets. I run
Yeah.
there like I've done like multiple like back and forth from my house to the construction site, taking care with my hands those
Yeah.
fucking pallets. And right now I did it, and so I'm happy.
That's
And I
smart.
am.
That's smart. That's why I fixed up my rail and made it longer. I was like, I
Mm,
want to be able to skate that. And if it gets bad, I can skate it in the garage and whatnot. Actually, my girlfriend, she's building I don't know how to explain it. They're called touch-up kits. So
okay.
like if you have like color in your hair, like it's basically like a way to keep it, fresh. And so she's like working on them and then like selling them to her clients so like they can keep their hair looking nice, while
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably explaining this completely wrong and she's probably laughing at me upstairs, but I like, hey, if you're a girl and you need your hair touched up, give her a shout. She'll send you a touch-up kit for some
Which
money and
is exactly which.
you're
Wow,
supporting her too, so
that's smart. That's smart.
yeah. Yeah.
So, boss, I
Oh
think
man.
that right now it's already past like 50 minutes. Damn,
Oh wow, damn.
it has been like
Crazy.
an intense. Oh, she said like good
Oh,
job,
good
babe.
job.
So,
Cool,
so
cool.
let's give a shout out to everybody who were here.
Yeah.
Like there were like a lot of people rang me, like several people, and I'm glad Travis was here. Like I'm glad that you guys
Yeah, Travis. Oh
jumping
man.
into the chat. John, thank you so much for your time.
Of course, boss.
Try to stay safe. Say hi to
Same
Des
to you,
from me
man.
and Federica,
Will do.
and the P Squad. They're here.
Yeah,
Look
say
at
hi
that.
to the P Squad. Bea and
Look,
Jazone.
Bea,
Picture.
Bea. Look at that. Look at that. This cat, man. And
Uh,
yeah, my brother, thank you so much for your time. And I'm looking forward to see you, hug you, and all those kind of stuff within
Same
like when all
boss.
of this Corona thing will be done. All right.
Yeah, man. All right, stay safe, boss.
You
Have a good
too,
one.
and yeah, have a good one. Bye bye.